Okay, no worries. Are you ready to record? From Monday onwards, I'll be doing it. Okay, so the another thing I wanted to cover up today or now, because yesterday Bobby asked it, that what is the Pali word for sensation? And there is no Pali word for sensation. However, there is a Hindi word for sensation, which Goenka uses, called samvedana. And in Pali, it is Pati Samvedi. So what he has done is that since Samvedi is there, he just took that. But it comes with Pati. It doesn't come singular as Samvedana. Okay. One thing you need to know, the difference here, because most of us have got conditioned by Goenka. Okay. So we not only interchangeably use these two terms and we get thoroughly confused that they both are same, but they are not same. So samvedana is sensation in English, but there's no Pali word for it. And piti pati samvedi asasi sameti sikkati, piti samvedi pasasi sameti sikkati, pamujjam pati samvedi. So Buddha uses this word. So now what's the difference between this pati samvedi and samvedana? Is that samvedi represents that with what it is connected, because pati means to bond, to join. It is connected with piti, with joy. So there is a feeling of joy. That is, you are getting piti. Piti for sense doesn't have a sukha vedana. It's just piti. And then comes sukha. So what he did, I mean not Goenka, but Buddha, is to give clarity that samvedi is to sense, to observe with piti, with joy. It's joyous. Sukhapati samvedi means with happiness. Okay, this nuances or what we can say subtlety we need to understand in language. Otherwise, it becomes very complicated. Now, finally, coming to the physical sensation, there is naming, and that naming has to be there. Otherwise, like what Ayu is getting confused, or I don't know what he is having in his mind. I'm still not clear because his eye shows that he's still concerned about this and he's still not got it. That's what his eyes are showing. But I only hope sooner or later he gets it. And if he doesn't get it, nothing anybody can do. But to proceed further, I would like to complete it that physical has got no relationship with mental, and mental has no relationship with physical. If you want, you can make mental feelings. If you don't want, you don't have to. In that way, what Buddha says, one arrow makes sense because by nature, physical sensation, or rather physical feeling, is just physical. There is no involvement of the mind. And when we talk mind, there are 6 minds, not one mind. So please be clear that when we say mind, it's with eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Okay, so if there is a Dhamma, an object which comes on the mind sense door, it makes it up. That's mental. If eyes see an object, this comes back to the eye sense door, with consciousness, and hence there is mind. So, to get this clarity, one should go deeper into Patala Sutta and experience for himself or herself why Buddha rejects, like all other doctrines, there is a combination, like what Eriu informs, that in breath, anyway, it is both physical and mental and all that thing. He rejects it because if you combine it, then there is no liberation at all. What are you liberating from? There can't be any liberation. So be careful on this front. It's not easy, and hence feelings and perception, sanya vedita nirodha, means that you don't suffer from the mind. Irrespective, you are having suffering in the body. If somebody is of a notion that if an arhat is there, he will not suffer in the body, then he is wrong. If somebody thinks that some Buddha is there and is suffering on the body, shouldn't be there, then he is wrong. Okay? Physical feeling is physical feeling, mental feeling is mental feeling. Like what Goenka explains, that everything appears in the body is fabricated, not true. He says that because as a starting person, I have no clue of what is this Vedana, Samvedana, this and that. So it is right in that way to make sure that people don't get sidetracked. But if you go by the Buddha standpoint or on the standpoint of the Dhamma teachings, there is no way body feelings can come on the mind and the mind feelings coming on the body. Not at all permissible. If that were to be true, then there's only one Vedana. Kaika Chetasika, they both are same. So maybe Buddha was drunk on that day and then he gave a sermon, or somebody after Buddha modified it, made body feeling and Chetasika. Okay? Be very clear. If you've not got it, I understand your confusion, just like Buddha says to Panchakanga and Udayi and so many other people, that I can understand the confusion. So I will leave it there. Okay, so now proceeding further. Vimukti is part of neutral. If you don't know the middle path, which is neutral, there's nothing called as Vimukti. Like what Veena was asking me yesterday. She had a very nice question. She's thinking, for meditation, you have to find a time. And she's saying that I need to prepare food, I need to do this, I need to do that. And from morning and evening, we are only doing this. There is raga in this, there is dvesha in this, there is moha in this, and all that. So she thinks meditation means sitting in one corner and becoming like a statue and sitting. So my counter argument was to her, don't eat. If you prepare food, you have to eat. Don't prepare food, so don't have to eat. Then don't go to washroom. Why should you go to washroom? Don't go to washroom. Stop it. Now here, Harry, you can get clarity. You cannot stop going to washroom at all. If you say washroom is mental, then don't go. Because anything you create in mental, the perception can be changed. So instead of calling it as a washroom, now you call it as boardroom or maybe playroom or a meditation room, whatever. Let's see if that person can win over the body feeling. And then what happens? After a while, are you that person will shit in his pants.
Vilas, usually it's numerical way Buddha says. So you got this from many suttas or just you
Yes.
made it?
No, no.
Really?
What is Sutta?
Oh, washroom and the toilet. Okay, good.
Shouldn't do all these 10 things.
Oh, okay. Which is the sutta?
There are many suttas of that, don't worry. So
Exactly
basically,
10 things.
yes,
Yeah.
there are 10 things an adept practitioner should do. And you would be surprised to know Buddha exactly did this. It's in MN 85, Bodhi Maharaja Raja Sutta, wherein he says, before my awakening, I used to act like this. Okay. Why? Physical discomfort is treated as mental, and that's the reason. So he tortured his body. The toilet and the urination did not come in that, but you can make out that he did not eat, he did not drink, and he says, if I were to stand, if I were to sit, and the skin had turned totally tanned out, and all of that, it's a very clear indication that what he was doing was not right. Now you see this. Did Buddha, after 6 years of intense penance, achieve anything by torturing the body? Now, what is a body torture? Let's understand that. In the Jain, it is called Kaya Danda. Danda means is to punish. So the three danda, Kaya Danda, Vachi Danda, Mano Danda. So he takes Kaya Danda, punish it. Because Kaya is coming from the past karmas. So it's punishment. So you punish it. How will you punish it? Stand in the sun. Okay. Stand in the rain. Stand naked. Okay. Stand in cold. It should tremble. And you feel happy about it. You see what a sadistic thing on the mind. It's trembling. Get fever. Let it come. Okay. This kind of mindset is dvesha. Why? Because the person is getting into chedavada, annihilationist. Clear? And that is how Buddha saw two extremes. And like I said earlier on, so I think in the Hindi section, I keep on saying 99.99% of us are Jains. We truly don't follow Buddha. I can call we are Buddhist Jains. Our following is Jain, but we call it as Buddha. How? Force you're sitting for 1 hour, 2 hours. To an extent that somebody sits for 8 hours, 10 hours, you put that guy up, and the person who's sitting for 8 minutes put that guy down. And that's called body kaya danda. And that person who is doing 10 hours, 8 hours gets pride. And this guy gets into remorse because it's physical. One is that. Two, many people ask me. There's one person who asked me just a few days ago, I want to reduce my sleep. Excellent. With this another kaya kind of mentality. As though sleeping is bad. So he would say, I want to sleep for 2 hours. Please go ahead and do it. Sky thunder. Now what happens? Gets into diseases. Who is suffering? He himself is suffering. Nobody else. Right? Third one. I don't want to eat. Again Kaya Danda. And Buddha has done all of that. Please read the sutta. Like MN85, there are many other suttas where he says, the foolish thing I have done. And he says, don't do. That's not the way. That's not the way of liberation. But yet, it seems so nice because physically you can see something, mentally cannot be seen. And that's the reason Buddha says Asutava Sutta, because people cannot see this mind. So, like Aryu, what you said yesterday, can't see. So, you always treat physical means mental, mental means physical. Simple. It's not that you're wrong, but that's how it is. You say, I'm stomachache. How did the stomach come to be? In the mind. So, stomach is mind. Yeah, the ache is in the stomach, but the feeling came in the mind. So, it is mental creation. And hence, he gives clarity in the Pottapada Sutta. Mind is different. You can change the perception, but can you change the stomach ache just by saying anicca? No. Let's say somebody is having a, let's take Shreyas. He's not here today, but anyway, he had a chest pain. And assistant teacher is saying, just treat it as anicca. He's having chest pain. So any person will get worried. Any person. Now that person will say it's mental. And let's say Shreyas would have thought that it is mental and stayed. And now he's feeling breathless. He goes back to the teacher saying that I'm feeling breathless. He says that is mental. And what happens next? The person collapses. Is that mental? Simple. So some common sense in life is also required other than just some right hand side or left hand side information. A right hand side is Kama Sukha, left hand side is Atta Kilamata. So body feeling is sharp, cannot be replaced, cannot be changed, no matter what you think about it. And hence, in many sutta, Buddha says to Sariputta or Ananda, you take care of this session. I will go and what? Stretch my back. If Buddha has to do that, he has supernormal powers. He could have just did like this, and pain is gone. Next time, gone. Because mental. So be careful. Don't get into this left side argument. It says it's all mental and do the Attakila Mata. So try to distinguish physical and mental. The only way you can distinguish between physical and mental is physical pain will never go. No matter what you do with it will not go. Take Anathapindika Sutta, another example for Aryu and for Veena. Sariputta and Ananda comes to Anathapindika in his dying moment, and they ask him, "Are you not? Are you feeling pain? Are you getting relieved?" Anathapindika says, "It's pricking pain. It's like somebody is putting a spear into the body." And then Sariputta says, "Don't do like that, Anathapindika. You reflect upon Rupa as impermanent, Vedana impermanent, Sanya, because he's tuning the mind, not the body. He's deflecting the body feeling through the mental thing. Mentally, don't get agitated. Mentally, don't get worked up. Mentally, don't get attached to it." So, what he does, he changes his mindset. And hence, Anathapindika could go into the Deva realm of existence. And then he is a Deva. And he comes back and says to the Buddha, right? So you please understand, no person can escape bodily feeling. And that's completely separate. Okay. So Veena, good luck to you in case you're doing, and whenever you win over it, do let me know. I will come and celebrate at your home, or you both can come to my home, Mrityunjay and you, and we will have a nice celebration for becoming the first Arhat practicing the 10 adept practice, okay, which removed the pain. Okay, it's not possible, Veena. So don't have a separation. Don't separate saying that I need a separate time for meditation. Meditation has two portions, samatha and vipassana. Samatha is tranquility. You tranquil your mind in whatever you're doing, like the job, what I'm doing. I have to be tranquil and do the vipassana of whatever I'm doing. So there's nothing called sitting meditation and I want to sit on a couch or on a cushion, and should I take another small cushion over this cushion and sit in a cross-legged fashion. All of that is, sorry to say, it's bullshit. It's for a first timer who doesn't know how to sit. For those people, it is fine. But for an adept practitioner, it's more than 20 hours of all postures and being equanimous. That's the center. Now we go to that section, equanimity. Any question before we go into this? And what is equanimity? And what is sukha? And what is dukkha? Generally, the feeling, I'm not going to use the word samvedana again here, is gone with the physical, out. Now we're coming into mental. So no more this samvedana business is going to be spoken about. It's only vedana, feeling. Now what is a feeling? Feeling means the consciousness, what it can recognize. And Buddha explains what does it recognize. It recognizes sukha. It recognizes dukkha. It recognizes adukkha asukha. Then in Kajjiniya Sutta, he gives even more clarity for those people who still, I don't know what you're saying. He says it recognizes sweet, it recognizes sour, it recognizes salty, like that. Why? Because it's cognition. It just cognizes whatever is been thrown at it. So sukha is thrown at it. It recognizes this is sukha. If dukkha is thrown at it, it recognizes dukkha. If neutral is thrown at it, it recognizes neutral. Then Vedana job is Vedayiti, Vedayiti, Iti Vedana. That means one which can sense, not recognize, sense. The question comes, what can it sense? It senses Sukha, it senses Dukkha, it senses Adukha Sukha. That's what it can sense. Now, how does it sense? It can sense through eyes, it can sense through ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. So 6 into 3, 18, it can sense. So you get do manasa, so manasa, upekha. So now let's understand this in much detail. There is a trash can filled with garbage and it is pouring out. If you have never seen garbage can in your life, not the plastic cover, not that thing called as garbage, or not been introduced to this thing called as garbage, will you ever have any feeling? And for a normal person, he says, no, I don't have any feeling. I don't like it, nor I dislike it. He forgets that there is this neutral feeling. He feels and yet cannot recognize. But that's avijja. So there's only two feelings what he gets through mind, sukha and dukkha. The adukha sukha feeling is literally cannot be experienced. Okay. In general, this cannot be experienced. Suddenly, one day, he meets a Buddha or a Arya Savaka or someone, and that person teaches him the lakhana of dukkha or anatta or anicca or all the three of them. At that moment, he can see the feelings coming and passing away. Ah, got it. The neutral feeling is nothing but arising and passing. And Buddha will say, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. That's what you should know. So are you that day when we were driving and you were looking like this and you got that, you just went into a neutral feeling. So it give you a bliss which you can't explain what it is. Or you can remember George, how he got it. As long as he is in that, there is no suffering. As long as you were doing that while driving, there is no suffering. In fact, there are no thoughts as well, if you have observed it. Like the walk what we had in that mall, where we were circling that mall. It was nice. Why? George was completely gone. He just wanted to walk and walk and walk because there was nothing else to be done. Any questions? We went to Westfield Mall, right? Or which one? Westfield. Westfield. Yeah, Valley Fair, Westfield. So basically, he's going around. You could see his eyes. It's completely fixated, and he got it. And if you follow that, it takes you to liberation. I would ask me a question. Where does Buddha talk about this? I have never heard it. Go to Dattappa Sutta. He gives a practice itself. He says, Sukha Vedana, see it like a thorn. Dukkha Vedana, see it like an arrow. Adukka Sukha Vedana, see it anicca. So the objective here is you have to shriek out from both. That is, or freak out from the Sukha Vedana. What's that? Again,
Which sutta?
Dattappa Sutta.
Dattaba?
Yeah, Dattappa Sutta.
SN 36.5.
Yes, AN 36.5.
No, SN, sorry.
SN,
36.
yeah, SN 36.5, correct. So he has given a nice gatha. Let me sing it for you. Okay. So I love this gatha a lot. So let me do that for you guys. Yo sukham dukkato adda dukkham addakhi sallato addukkham sukham santam addakhi nam aniccato save sammaddaso bhikkhu परिजानाति वेदना सुवेदना परिन्याय दिट्टे धम्मे अनासवो कायस्य वेदादम्मट्ठोस् sankhayam nopeti vedagu. That means he is liberated as an arhat. That is it. No need to do 100 different things. Because feeling is dukkha. The dukkha means coming back into this existence. Yes.
Quick question on this.
You're on mute.
Sorry. Hopefully, quick question on this walking meditation when you see passing away. Okay. So that you said there's upekkha in that if you can see this anicca. But is that the first jhana or which jhana?
Forget now for all of the details. Why I'll tell you very, especially in your case. You are behind more details and more details and more details, and you suffer out of that. Especially if you want to experience something, don't get into too much of detailing it because it cuts everything for you. You will never get anything. You might feel you have known it, but you wouldn't have experienced a single thing out of it. And the problem with that approach is, after a few days, you'll forget all about it. It'll never stay with you. And then you again have to look at the sutta or this or that. That makes a pain. Don't paint a pain picture. Just simple. Forget all about jhana and all that for time being. Not that you shouldn't go into jhana. Don't take that I'm saying don't get into jhana. All this while you're saying jhana, now you're saying don't jhana, then gets into a muddling situation. For now, or now means 1 day, 2 days, today, or whatever days. Just relax and see the Vedana to what it is. Try to observe the feeling. Oh, this is a Dukkha Vedana. What does Buddha says? Arrow. Am I feeling it like a strike of an arrow? That's what I need to see. Let's say somebody comes to my home and blasts me left, right, and center. It's like an arrow. Somebody gives me a nice ice cream. Can I see it more like a thorn? It just pricks. It doesn't do much because that ice cream eating, after that, what happens? It's gone. How can I see the anicca nature? That's a neutral feeling. So, where should I put my effort? In neutral feeling. Through what? Through anicca. Is there a sutta that substantiated? Yes, there is sutta, that is Databba Sutta. So are you convinced that there is a sutta which is backing it? Yes, that's it. I don't want anybody to give their own version or their own thought process. Fair. So I'll work out for next 1 week in that way. And you would see, Harry, you, since you are not picked many things, you will get it. And when you get it, you know you've got it. Now you can get into jhana. Always we need to experiment. Put it to practice. When we say put it to practice, means basically you are experimenting it. Whatever you have learned, you're trying to experiment it. And through experimentation, you can get an experience out of it. I can be the knower, but makes no sense to me. You know what are you? If I were to do like what you're doing today, I wouldn't be knowing even a single sutta in memory. The amount of suttas I know is because I have an experience on the sutta. It's not that I'm studying the sutta. No. Please don't take me wrong. I don't. I experience sutta firsthand. As though Buddha is sitting in front of me and making me experience that. It's not that I study the sutta and read it and understand in English or Pali, or I know good Pali and that's the reason I understand. No. It is etched on my consciousness. So I can pick up a sutta in a jiffy because I've experienced it. I don't forget it. Maybe the number I might not, but I know which sutta, where it is, and what I'm experiencing right now. It goes like that. If I were to say Kitagiri Sutta, I've experienced so much that I can say it is in Majjhima Nikaya 70. If you say Kaigata Sati Sutta, I can say it is in MN 119 because I've experienced it. Satipatthana Sutta, I can say it is DN 22. Sabbasava Sutta, MN 2. Okay, like that. Pottapada Sutta. So I can keep on coming up with one sutta and after sutta and this sutta, like, because I literally experience it. And I get immersed in that totally. It's not I'm memorizing it, or it's not that I'm doing something about it. No. So I request all of you to take the sutta just as a proof that it is there. If you have a doubt that is it fabricated or it's there in a sutta, for that reason, keep it. But don't become a collector of sutta. Because anyway, suttacentral.net has already done that. We don't have to again become another suttacentral.net in the mind. It's there. So we can just pick up whichever sutta we want and then look at it. But can you experience a sutta? It should be like this. He starts with Evam me sutam ekam samayam bhagava wherever he is. So you should start to see as though you are that person sitting there. You're experiencing it. Meaning you're getting a Vedana. You're literally getting that Vedana. And in my case, I get goosebumps. Or my heads will start standing. It's like I'm sitting in front of the Buddha and he's explaining me that. And it stays. No matter how long is a sutta. And the gathas where I sing is, I'm there in that. That's it. There's nothing like I'm reading from there. So if you're able to do like that, you'll get it. Otherwise, it becomes like finding a needle in a haystack. Yes, Abhi.
I just wanted to give my perspective. I don't know if it's helpful to others, but I find sometimes when we study a sutta, it's obviously the mind is creating that, an image of that, and that understanding, whatever. Now, whenever it finds something, it's trying to match because that's what the mind wants to do. And a lot of the time, it's a close match, but it's not necessarily a match, and then we think we have understood. Instead, I don't read many. I don't even know if I know actually any sutta. But how it helps me is as if like I'm going in the dark forest. I don't know the directions. When I reach a certain point and I touch a tree, and then now I feel, oh, this is. I have some understanding of that, and then when I know that, okay, now this refers to this sutta, for example, then I can verify, is it matching with that experience, like how you're saying that, it's giving me experience and it is giving me goosebumps. So when I find that tree and I'm touching, everything is matching. Oh, this is, you feel like this, then this will happen, then like all the description, slowly, when the experience is live, and then I can verify in the present moment, when the experience is live, then it stays forever because we have experienced it. But otherwise, a lot of the time, if I read any sutta, like, we go for Satipatthana course and then we read the Satipatthana and I'm sitting, the mind is constantly, because it has read, it's looking. So the mind is active. The mind is so active. How am I going to penetrate? Because it's constantly the information is there and it becomes a hindrance in a way because, oh, this sutta or that sutta, or maybe this. And so, yes, I agree. And humanly, it's, I think a person cannot, in a human perception, fully understand a sutta. They will just have a very, very superficial understanding and have the delusion they know sutta. I mean, we know sutta. But in reality, you have to go in a very different place where you see it. And once you see it, there is nothing to forget. It's like, yeah, seeing it.
Yeah, so there is a step. So first step is Suttamaya Jnana. Okay. That means you find a friend, spiritual friend, in Pali Kalyanamitta, and you rely on his judgment. You don't judge that person because you already felt that, oh, he's a good friend of mine. Suttamaya. Sutta means to hear. Okay. And then in Vedanta, Shravana, same. So you hear. And that's it. That spiritual friend is gone. So it can be a discourse said by someone or some video, some this one, that one, whatever it is. Like in the Vedanta, now the most famous is Swami Sarva Priyananda. Many people listen to him, and he talks very good English, and he explains the Vedanta in a nice, jocular, and some good form. So people will get attracted. That is just a friend. If I follow Sarva Priyananda and just keep on following Sarva Priyananda, it's not going to do anything to me. Because that journey ends there. In the same way, I can be following Ajan, or I can be following some side or some this person, that person, whatever, including people watching my videos. That's still Sutamaya. Then you switch it off. What you do next is Chintamaya. And in Vedanta terms, it is Manana. Cut off Sarva Priyananda. Cut off all the people whom you have come in across or crossed over, who has explained you these concepts. Cut off. Instead, try to put it in the mind. Continuously walk it through. Let it fail. You don't have to succeed. Let it fail, let it happen, whatever happens. For few hours, few days, or whatever it is. Just keep on. Just like a cow. Keep on eating if there's nothing there inside its mouth, it keeps on doing that thing. Just keep on doing it. You'll be shocked that each one of us have an ability to understand on our own terms, not in the term what he has explained. So when it hits you, that wow moment will come. And that is your wow moment, not that person who spoke. And that if you go and tell him I had a wow moment, he doesn't even understand what wow moment he got through this guy speaking, because he has spoken so many things there. So instead of going back and telling him that I got a wow moment in your video, it's yours. You have gained it. So that becomes bhavana, meditative. And in Vedanta way of it is nididhyasana. Nidhi means treasure. It's, you can treasure it. It's yours. And here, nobody can take it from you. Not even Mara can take it from you. Why? It's yours. So, Sutamaya, Chintamaya, Bhavanamaya. Or another way to put it, Pariyatti, Patipatti, Pativedana. So you need to have Pariyatti. So some people feel that there shouldn't be any Pariyatti. Or you should. But maximum amount of people forget that there is Patipatti. Applying. So I should not teach anyone unless I myself have experienced it. That's the rule. That's what Buddha says. If I am explaining something to someone and I myself don't know what it is, so what's the point in teaching someone? It's like a blind man teaching another blind man how to see. Anyway, they both are blind. It's not good. A teacher is one who has done all the three. He is Sutamaya and he is in Bhavana. Now at that point in time, you will realize your memory is so sharp. The entire Tripitaka can just get, or Dvipitaka, because Abhidhamma is outside this. Dvipitaka, 2 baskets. It just stays. Now you can ask that person any sutta of any place and anything, he will be able to say that. And how do you get a comprehensive knowledge? It's not by studying. It's not by listening. It's by experience. So when I say physical is physical, mental is mental, I'm talking from both. I'm talking from the experience what I have. And to back that experience is the sutta. So now nobody can argue with me because I'm giving the sutta thing also. If somebody can argue with me saying that if you are making it up, which makes sense. So I'm saying read this sutta. It's there. And my objective is to make that guy stumped because he is not anywhere read it. I anyway experienced it. It's quite obvious. He is just a collector. So just like a ticket collector or some collector, he just keeps on collecting things. So shouldn't be taken too seriously. Only you should take a person seriously who has done implementation of it and failed. Or he has passed. Only two things he'll get. Even if he has failed, he's happy of that failure because he applied it. Most of us, please excuse me or forgive me if I'm wrong, is like swimmers who write books on swimming but have never got in water. But their books are too good to read. My goodness, it's amazing. Reading their book, somebody can win a Olympics. But then you ask him, jump into the water with me. And he is completely gone because he has not reached anywhere. So we shouldn't do that. Don't write books before you have experienced it. Don't talk to anyone before you yourself have swimmingology by Goenka. So fine, yeah, I think he also uses the same analogy. So don't teach anyone before you yourself have got it. That's a humble request from my side for everyone, including me, that if you have not experienced something, and Buddha himself says, I did not teach anyone before I myself knew it. Like question of Veena yesterday was the best question anybody had asked. If I have not experienced it, I will not be able to answer to her. It's a very good question. Actually, it's a most valid question. We're spending so much time on this generic thing, some waste of time for meditation. It's a very thought-provoking question. So I cross asked her, and she understood. Maybe she can explain in her own words what she understood. It was a very nice statement she made. Yeah, Veena, you can go and explain. For once, her husband will be happy with her knowledge.
Whatever we are doing, we are taking it as personally and doing. We are doing so we feel discomfort and natural process. We are taking it as personal. We are doing like that way, so we feel hurt or regret or I'm not moving ahead. We feel like so natural process. If we think means as you give like bathing and teething brush, we are doing it naturally, but we are not doing it. It is going on. We feel that we are doing it, so we are putting pressure like that way. We are feeling so. We are feeling uncomfort.
Yeah, to put another furthermore to what I said to her, it's a process. Brushing teeth is a process. You don't do anything, it's just a process. Doesn't matter which paste you bring in, the most expensive of the paste or the most cheapest of the paste. Its job is to have a fluoride which will help you in your teeth. That's it. Doesn't matter which fluoride. It's a calcium fluoride, NaCl2 plus whatever the fluorine Fl added together. It is a chemical composition which is a process. It's just a process. And the paste is a batch process. It comes in batches, and hence it's batch processing. So first batch, second batch, third batch, fourth batch, and you buy a paste. It's used for cleaning the teeth. Everybody has teeth, and everybody exactly does the same. Is there a person? No. Anatta. Got it? That's it. Over. Now somebody wants to know anatta, doesn't have to do 100 different things. Just see everybody's teeth. They'll do the same thing. Now, anybody going to the washroom for toilet have to wash their thing. Simple. It doesn't matter. Arhat also goes, same. Sakadagami goes, same. Anagami goes, same. Puttujana goes, same. Right? There's no distinction. So then, is it anicca or nicca? The question here is, will you do toilet all the time? Is nicca sanya? No. It's anicca. It's not permanent. It arises and passes away. You feel like going, you go to the washroom, you sit there, what should come comes out. You are not judging. You are not associating. You are not saying this is mine. Yes, the food ate was yours, but what is going down there is not yours anyway. And before you sat, somebody else had done the same thing. Isn't it the same? Yes. So you lose the identity of yourself when you're doing that. If you had an identity, you will never do it. So what's the point in reading voluminous books without seeing this common thing in everyday life? It doesn't matter whether the son does it or the wife does it or the husband does it or next door neighbor does it or whoever does it. It's just a process. It's a process of excretion. There's a process of circulation. There's a process of breathing. So pulmonary. So we can use some words to describe whatever it is. So basically just a process. And process is process. So end the process. So for personality view is removed because it's just a process. And hence anatta. And hence it is dukkha. Why? You have to keep on doing it. There's non-stop. Just because you did today doesn't mean that tomorrow you can't do it. You have to do it. Isn't that dukkha? You have to find food. Isn't that dukkha? For this body to grow, you have to have food. For getting the food, you have to earn. Right? It's basically that's how it is connected. You're earning for getting food. And for earning for getting shelter. You're earning for getting clothing. You're earning for getting medicine. Other than these four requisites, are you earning for any other thing? No. And everybody is doing exactly the same thing. Now you're released because neither it is permanent. You can't be doing this permanently anyway. A day will come when that will go. Or every day you're ending the day. So your effort is removed. So it's impermanent, suffering, and not self. That's what I told her. This is the practice you need to do. Washing clothes. Can you say I will not wash clothes? You have to wash clothes. Take this. A menstruating girl or a woman. Can she say that I don't want to menstruate? Who cares? It will come whenever it is come. It doesn't ask her permission. Excuse me, I just want to come. What do you think? Just comes. No argument. So just a process. 20-day cycle, 30-day cycle, or whatever day cycle she has, it's going to come. It's just a process. If if it doesn't come, she has to go to the doctor to make sure it comes. And it has to come. So there's a process problem. Just like in the organization, you have a process, you also have a process in the body. So the process of digestion, process of assimilation, process of excretion, process of breathing, and process of movement, everything is a process. So there's no person. By my wrong understanding, I made it as a person. So I'm going to the washroom, I'm going to the bathing, I'm going. No, you're not. You're just taking the body for a wash. That's it. Body doesn't care. Okay, so then you get upekha. Now you can see arising and passing. Yes, Bobby.
Actually, this neutral feeling, you are emphasizing on neutral feeling. What is the neutral feeling? And you also told many times that it is the breath is a neutral feeling. So when you are meditating, for example, now you are also saying that this painful bodily feelings comes when you are meditating for 1 hour, for example. You are staying on the breath. You are staying with the breath all the time. But after some time, this pain comes in the body, maybe a knee pain or any pain. So these similar things are happening in your life also, other times, other than meditation. So is it like when you say Buddha had this back pain or anybody who developed in meditation, he when his back pain is there, he goes and take a rest. But also, is it that when you meditate and then keep on moving your body to relax that pain, your focus on that breath will go, right? So it will happen with.
It won't go. So the practice here, Bobby, is in all the four postures, it remains constant.
But naturally, like when you have more difficulties and pain or some stress thoughts will come, it overpowers. So it stays in the breath, but
So we have to learn to let go the mental state than the physical state. The present moment, what we have is to combine both the physical and mental, like what rightly put by Ariu, that they both look the same. So we have to discern physical is one thing and mental is another thing. So when I'm sitting for meditation and I'm feeling my legs are frozen, it's an indication there's a physical pain other than the mental. There's no mental pain. If I make an adhitthana or a determination, I'll sit. So I've added mental pain to the physical pain because now I'm feeling the pain and I want it to go away. So I'm fighting with the pain. So I'm trying to move. Yes.
will actually like for a beginner or a people who are medium experience, if you really move all the time, you are not developing your tolerance or any of those qualities, right? If
You
you are.
should tolerate. There is a way to tolerate, and after a while, nobody can tolerate. So it is just like first watching, like you are stopping urination. You can tolerate for a little bit. Like, let's say you're in a bus and then you feel like urinating. You can tolerate for a little more time. Let's say another half an hour before you go to the driver and say, "Hey,
Yeah,
please stop me. I can't wait."
yeah,
In the same way, this one, you should not immediately relax your body. Take it for even Goenka says that, take it
yeah,
for some more time and then relax it. So
yeah.
you need to know how to balance.
Yeah, exactly.
You,
I think that is a confusion. That is a confusion because when you say that it is neutral feeling, pain and all these other things occurs or arises in the body. So how long you can tolerate? Are you doing overdoing it, or are you
yes, so
taking?
each person will know because it's a person related.
Yeah.
See, for some person, they can tolerate cold. Any amount of cold, they don't feel anything. For
Yes.
some people, any amount of heat doesn't do anything. So that person specifically knows. He
Yeah.
shouldn't go by a normal disclaimers.
Mm.
He should go by what his body is saying and then slightly extends, slightly, or whatever he thinks he can. Just the best example is toilet and urination. You know that your stomach is upset and you're feeling uneasy. So, but still, let's say I'm in a meeting, I'm just drawing something, and there are 10 people in the room, and I'm feeling bloated, I'm feeling uneasy, I'm feeling everything, but then I know I can slightly tolerate. So then I'm still writing and doing it. After a while, it becomes unbearable. So what I should do? I should request saying that, excuse me, I need to head to the washroom. People can understand, yeah. Then whether they understand, misunderstand, don't understand, you have to run. So you just go, finish it, and come back.
Okay. And another thing is, for an enlightened person, like, for he has crossed this one, and then his ability to tolerate will be maximum, or is it that?
No, it's not like the bodily. That's the reason Buddha cuts the bodily thing. He says that everybody will undergo. You don't do anything about it. Mentally, you don't suffer.
Yeah. So you're damaging the body by doing that. That's what happened.
Yes, because then you have to suffer two consequences now. One, you have to see, let's say, example, I'm feeling extremely hungry. What will happen? The sugar level will go down. So what happens? I'm going to fall down. That's it. What meditation I'm doing? Because for anyone, and even with a person not having any diabetes, if you starve enough, then the person will fall down because the brain will shut down. Simple as that. It doesn't wait saying that, hey, you know what, I think he's fasting, so let me do something. At least he has to drink water. If not, eat the solid food. And that's the reason it's called water fasting. Because you keep on giving water instead of food. You're giving water. In water there is nutriments, so body will try to extract that nutrients and then flush out the excess water. So he has to go on urinating. Somebody feels, oh, you know what, if I keep on drinking water, I need to go and urinate, so I'll not even give food and water. What happens?
Yeah, you're damaging the body. Yeah.
You're damaging the body, and the muscle fat will go away. And the muscle fat goes away, that's it. That's an irreversible condition. And then his gums will start to bleed, and the capillaries will start to rupture. Nose bleeding will start, ear bleeding will start. So he unnecessarily put himself in wrong conditions, which someone has to now take him to the doctor. And then what happens? He's helpless. He's on the bed for 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, whatever that months, just to do this foolish thing. So Buddha says, don't do anything with your body. Nurture your body the way you should nurture. That's the reason he went and ate,
Yeah.
right? Because he
Yeah.
came to know that this is not a tenable thing.
Also, even for a beginner meditator, like I feel if you are tolerating or if you are going a little bit far, instead of this kandi or the tolerance quality, you are developing aversion
Yes,
towards it unknowingly.
yes.
Yeah.
Most people are aversive. Like what Veena was saying to me yesterday, she is getting into aversion. This thing I need. That thing is aversion.
Mm.
She's not happy. She's feeling, you know what, I need to do all of these things. So she's complaining basically as aversion.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting in the meditation center and then I'm feeling, you know what, this pain, I don't know why this pain comes. Actually, I've started being aversive.
Yeah.
No aversion. Yes, yeah, like in my, as you know, Bobby, I don't have ACL. So the doctor has said very clearly, half an hour to 45 minutes you can tolerate, and after that, get up. So I know that when the pain comes, it's just that pain is intolerable. It hits. So just stretch your leg, and that's it. Over. It just goes away and done. But my mind is not troubled. It's just the body is perfectly fine.
I think for each one to find their own way, and balancing this aversion and tolerance is the key. I think
Yes.
this and all science, and see, you get all this information from the teacher and suttas, but one has to
One has to
apply.
find out what works for him or her.
Yeah.
So the golden rule of the thumb is like this: tolerate till you don't get aversion,
Mm.
and get up. Don't wait for the pleasure feeling to come in the body. No, it'll never come. Observe for aversive thing. Like I'm sitting in the chair, it gets heated up, and then after that you start moving this way and this way. Why? Because
But
it's un- yes.
Vilashi, like when you say that, I have also experienced that, when this knee pain come, it becomes very difficult, and after some time it disappears, and I've
Yes.
gone through stages like that. Yeah.
No, wait. The body has the ability to have a bending nature or wheeledness. It's called, like, yoga. You do the yogasana. You have seen that you can have an endurance created because due to heat, it expands. So when it expands, you don't feel the pain because as soon as it is expanding, as soon as it's contracting, the nerves are held. So there's a pain. If there is an expansion, there is no pain. So if you learn yoga to stretch and stretch and stretch, slowly you can find that you can sit sitting meditation posture for a long time without any pain. That's possible. Same thing with standing, same thing with walking. Right? In these three postures, you can extend. And like, let's say I can do standing meditation of 1 hour. It takes, but I can do stretching exercises, I can do standing exercises and all of that. And it endurance will increase, so that because it becomes more flexible. When the body becomes flexible, you can stand for 2 hours, and basically then people ask, how can you stand for 2 hours? We can't even stand for 20 minutes because he's made his body flexible. See, body can be made flexible. It has its own nature. So mudutta, kamanyata are the two things which are there in the body because it is coming from nature. Like you can put the steel, iron ore, heat it up in 50,000 degrees centigrade, it becomes water. Now you can put it in any shape. The same way, this is from the same material. So it just does the same.
Thank you, Vilashi.
Yeah, sure. Yes, Abhi, you came, you raised, and you left. I don't know what you wanted.
I wanted to share some experience which I feel like might be helpful for others. So when I started the Goenka G course technique years ago, my first course, I had so much of craving which I was not conscious about at that time, and silly me somehow thought maybe it's a possibility I might get enlightened, beginning of the journey, or at least I get to some level and there is some expectations. I had some experience from the past, and in my mind there is a craving that this will happen somehow, or so there, that was one part. But also when I started doing the practice, I started getting a lot of sensation right away. And I was very overwhelmed with the sensation. There is so much happening, so much awareness that has developed. I think this from the second day itself. And it was so strong that I could not sleep at night. And I would go to the teacher and say, all night I cannot sleep and I want to sleep. And she's trying to explain to me that it's okay, watch the sensation. And if you're not able to sleep, it's a good thing because this is actually working. The practice is actually working. You're having these sensations. They're nothing to worry. And because it's my first retreat, I don't have that reference, and I'm trusting her, but at the same time my body is not able to fully relax that it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I have not slept and I have to wake up at 4 o'clock, and what am I going to do? So I'm creating then the craving for the sleep and the aversion for the sensation, so that cycle starts. And the next morning, so there is no sleep that night, and then the next morning right around 5 o'clock I want to sleep, but the Goenka tradition, especially in India, the volunteers come and they're like police, social morality police, and then I have done it for a long time also, that job. So they wake everybody up like a sheep shepherd, and he wakes me up, and I'm like, I'm so sleepy. I was just about to fall asleep, like just about to fall asleep after all night, and please let me sleep. And he would not let us sleep, and they push everything. So this like this, 1 day goes, 2 day goes, 3 day goes. 4 days I have not slept. Uh, right towards 4 o'clock when the alarm rings, I would be a little bit sleepy, and I know now I can fall asleep a little bit. but it did not happen. And I would tell the teacher every day that I feel like a zombie. I'm not in my senses. When I sit in the cushion, like I'm dozing away, and I don't have the strength. I'm becoming weaker, and teacher would say, okay, so do this, try this, and have the awareness in your hand, and the sleep will come. And but don't get agitated. So she was right technically on her part, and she particularly didn't say anything wrong. She gave me the solution, but the volunteers during the day would not let me sleep. Even in the afternoon, if I go from the hall, sometimes they will always force the student back to the hall. You have to go and practice aditthana all the time. So that is hammered in our head that you have to keep trying. So in the afternoon, I would want to go. Now, finally, I'm starting because the sleep is not coming all the time. But maybe after food, okay, now the sleep is coming. I'm going to try. Even then, it's not coming right away because I'm full of sensation. So much I can sense. And when the body is fully tired, mind is exhausted, then the sleep is coming, and then somebody will come and I say, I haven't slept for 4 days. And they did not have any, like when you said the other
Compassion.
day, I was
Compassion.
thinking about that. I wanted to share that I felt this was so inhuman. I felt like, somebody is torturing me because they have tortured themselves, or, it's a multi-generational this thing happening. Like in college, the ragging happened. Finally, I think on day 7, I slept for 45 minutes, first time in the whole retreat, day 7. And I woke up and I felt like I had new life. And I could sit. Before that, I could not have my back straight. I would sit, and then my body is just like falling. And it was like hell. That is the most amount of hell I have experienced, amongst the worst in my life. And day 8 onwards, I slept 30 minutes. And in the end, I felt like I have done such a good work. And, I really felt at some point I will die. I was very, very convinced I will die. But because of my life circumstances, I thought if I were to die, this is a better place to die than going outside and dying. So I wanted to stay there. And in the end, it felt like I've conquered the mountain Everest. I don't know if I learned much from the retreat, but I had that mental thing that I have really done something. But I really didn't learn much. I realized in the second retreat that I have, really not been able to do much. But the strong will had developed. But over time, I realized it doesn't do much. Like it just mentally, I feel I have accomplished these things. And what also happened when I left after a week or 10 days, because I was so sick, people said, your eyes are yellow. What is happening? You should go check. And I did the blood work, and then I found I had jaundice. Now, I don't know if the jaundice came for water because I was home drinking filter water at the retreat center, or it has triggered something from not being able to sleep for such a long period of time. I don't know if there's correlation, but I was very sick for a prolonged period of time after that. Anyways, after that, for many years, I had that conditioning that really pushed through, and it had created for me a lot of mental suffering, defilement, complication. I think